museum back to life.
You know, people sit out on the front porch hoping people will come by.
Go forth and do good. It's insane. I have the most understanding wife in the world.
I treat everybody the same thing.
Oh, that's the other thing I love about Marietta. It's like a melting pot.
You are listening to Marietta Stories. Each week, veteran podcaster Bill Nowicki brings you the heartwarming, interesting, and fun stories from the people that make the community of Marietta, Georgia, a place to call home. Here's your host, Bill Nowicki.
Welcome to Marietta Stories podcast. I'm sure you've heard of Franklin Gateway. Well, Franklin Road, it was a trouble spot for Marietta, but it's been reimagined. There's the Atlanta United training facility there, and it's much changed since it was just a few years ago. Three entrepreneurs that I talked to on this episode, Thomas Monti, Nathan Martin, and Dan Fisher, all have businesses in that area. I think it's pretty cool because they share ideas. They're all three dedicated entrepreneurs, which I really love to talk to because I get excited about what they're doing to help this community. And it's pretty incredible stories. There's three separate interviews, and I'll let you listen to Thomas Monti first, but please check out these businesses and tell a couple friends about Marietta Stories Podcast. Here I am, Schoolhouse Brewery down on Franklin Gateway. Thomas Monti, who you remember from, I guess it was last year we talked when you guys first talked about moving. Well, you just had moved down here. It's just getting going, and then COVID hit.
Yes. COVID hit. It's amazing. In March, we'll be at our second anniversary. Well, actually, May. I'm making mistakes. But, yeah, March, we had to shut down for COVID for inside sales, and we were shut down for 3 or 4 months. It was interesting, like everybody else. You got interesting times.
So tell me how you adapted, because you're a small business. When last time I talked about you were like guns a-blazing. Things are going to happen down at Franklin Gateway. They're building IKEA. Everything's like wham, and this is a perfect time. And tell me how you adapted to where you are today.
My father was a retired Marine, and he always said, overcome and adapt. We had to pivot quickly. In business, if you're not ready to pivot, you're just going to get lost. First thing we did was we went to online sales for pickup of beer, and our fans, our friends, our family that comes in here, all of our customers that we like to call family, they supported us hands down. We just focused on that, and then we focused on content, making sure everybody remembered that we were here, because in this day and age, you can self-produce so much stuff that it's fun too. So we spent a lot of time making videos, blogs, redoing the website, making it just where everybody knows that we're still here, and we're still doing that. We're creating more content now than we ever did.
You were changing the recipes, giving out recipes. You were changing them weekly, I believe. Are you? What part of that business has changed, if anything?
Well, not a lot now. Actually, I shouldn't say a lot. We're not putting out as many new beers a week. We focus on one new beer every week, and you can still get the recipe. We'll still sell you all the home brew supplies that you want to brew it at home, and it's actually part of our blog each week that you can find out why we named it, what kind of style it is, what we did different, that kind of thing. But home brewing, everybody's looking for hobbies right now. It's not as easy to go out and be social. It's not as easy to get out to do what we used to do, the old norm. I still don't want to call this the new norm. I still don't believe that it's a new norm. I believe that COVID is real, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that humans are willing to just give up. I'm optimistic. We got a lot of new home brewers, and we did pivot into making sure that everybody know that we can do it. We actually opened up a home brewing lab here where you can come in and learn from us how to brew beer. So you can come in and brew one batch, or you can come in and brew one batch and take a kit home so you can keep the hobby going. Or we have like a master's class where you can get a whole electric homebrew setup for your house, and we'll show you how to use it and help you set it up. We really have focused on events so people have an experience. That's what they're looking for now. The old days where we would just go out a bar or a restaurant and we'd sit there for, an hour and a half, 2 hours with friends and have a nice good bottle of wine, and we just don't do it anymore. People are looking for experiences with their friends and their family, and that's one of our pivots.
Read an article about the Roaring '20s happened after the 1918 flu epidemic. Do you think something like that is possible looking ahead?
Yeah, I do. I really, and that's the optimistic part of me. I talk to my friends that are, in Europe or in, the Keys of Florida or in Seattle. I've been very lucky to meet so many good friends through this industry, and, we're talking about it already. We're sitting here talking about when can we get together and brew a beer together. I think that our industry will survive. We've been very fiscally conservative, but we're very socially liberal here, so it's a good balance. We love to give back, and I think that the 20s, like you said, the 2020s are going to be the roaring 20s. We started off with a hiccup. It's been crazy, but I see good things ahead.
I'm so glad you're here. You're here in Franklin Gateway. It's going to grow. It's a great area. We have Nathan Martin, whom I'm going to talk to next. Go Forth Goods moved here, and of course American Axes. You guys put on an event today, in fact.
Yeah. We were lucky. People looking for experiences. We're actually excited. We've got a new business coming in to the park. It's a chai producer called the Chai Box. The Sunnies own that. Their home village is where all their ingredients come from to produce their chai. So they're going to be in the neighborhood. We actually have it on. We did a collaboration beer with them. It's chocolate chai stout. It's really good. So yeah, this area is blowing up. I want to see this whole business community in here be a lifestyle kind of thing. I'd love to see a distillery come in. I'd love to see anything that would just drive more people out here, because this community is so diverse and it's so much fun, and we love it. Good news is, hopefully by the end of this month, February, we will have our wine license. Really? Yes. I've been making wine now for 7 or 8 years at a home level. And that was one of the pivots. I was like, how can we, there's always one wine drinker in a beer group.
Right.
There is. It's just
my girlfriend.
Exactly. That's going to be something that they'll go, hey, let's go to Schoolhouse because we offer something, and we didn't want to go with distilling. We didn't want to go with liquor. You have a whole different. Yeah. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different animal. People treat liquor differently. Like when they go out drinking for liquor, they have a set purpose.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we're excited about that.
Yeah, and when's that coming out?
Hopefully by the end of February. We've got to wait for the city. We didn't know that they wanted to vote on it at the council level. We don't have any concerns about it. We should have already had it done, but you just gotta
roll with it. Now, when are the oak barrels coming in?
Well, actually, what we're doing is we're staving it instead of oaking it, which that means is actually using stainless steel fermenters and aging it on wood chip and not in barrel. It's a little fact that a lot of wineries actually do this because you get more contact on the wine and you can produce it quicker.
Surface area, baby.
Yes, that's that whole science thing.
Well, Thomas, I love catching up with you. It's always a pleasure. Best of luck to you. I know it's tough times, but it's great catching up with you, and looking forward to the future.
Always, Bill, and if there's anything we can do, come out and see us on Franklin Gateway.
Your website?
schoolhousebeer.com, and we are where education meets recess.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Up next is Nathan Martin of GoForthGoods.com. You got a beer. It's Nathan Martin of Go Forth Goods. What are you drinking? You remember?
It's some type of IPA. It was the number one on the list.
All right.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. So we haven't talked in a while, Nathan. Let's catch up. Here we are in Franklin Gateway. What are you doing here?
Drinking some beer and having a conversation with you, which can't go wrong with that. So.
There you go. Perfect combination. But you were down, last time we talked, you were in your garage. Then.
Well, yeah, I think I had just moved into the new space.
That's right.
Yeah, we were fresh in the new space off of Whitlock Avenue. And now we are over here off Franklin Gateway near Schoolhouse. So we're basically neighbors with Schoolhouse, which is awesome. And brand new space, 4,000 square feet instead of 1,500, which was the last. So a lot more space and been growing and just having a great time. So
I can't believe you've been growing your leather goods business. How on earth did that happen?
Just grinding it. Hard work, taking care of customers, and we've had a plan the whole time. We've been executing it. We've been making, sort of changes as we needed to. Sort of that test and adapt until you get the results you're looking for. So it's not easy, but we're grateful that it's been working out, and we've had about 40% growth every year, and so can't
40%.
Yeah, so I can't complain.
So tell me the evolution. Now, how many products do you have now since the last time we talked? I know it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, so we've probably added 15 to 20 products since then. We added so many in the beginning that we honestly couldn't keep up, and we didn't add them as well as we would have liked to. We took the last couple of years and we decided that we would really hone in on the products that we did have and make sure we were releasing them the proper way, making sure we were making any necessary changes in the market so that they would be more widely accepted by a broader range of people, so we could sell more of them versus just adding a ton more products to our line.
Well, I'm sure you're looking at data, and even though you're a local business, you really sell all across the world.
Our market is definitely the whole United States. If we look at our demographics, our biggest is Atlanta, then it's Marietta, and then it branches out from those like major cities like LA and New York and that kind of stuff. But as a whole, we still have a good majority of our customers come from the Atlanta, Marietta area. So we're super grateful for that we have that home base of just amazing customers. We definitely would not be where we're at without our Marietta, customers. So.
It's no mystery. I love Marietta. I live right off the square, and my friends at Johnny Walker Realty helped set me up with this place. It's perfect. And they've been there every step of the way. My friend Elizabeth Denny comes over. She was just here the other night, helped me pick out colors for the inside of my house. So if you want to relocate to Marietta, Georgia, one of the best places to live according to Zillow and Yelp, then check out Johnny Walker Realty. That's JohnnyWalkerRealty.com. Kerry Cox, Johnny Walker, Elizabeth Denny, and all the rest of the folks will take very good care of you, I promise. Well, tell me about because a lot of businesses struggle with getting bigger.
Yeah.
How did you transition to expanding and keeping the product quality and hiring the right people? How was that transition for you?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was not a quick one. I think you have to have a vision first. And we had that vision of saying, we believe that we can be a household name in leather goods across the country. So we created a plan. What does it look like to get there, and what's the best way of doing that? And so over the years, those things have changed. We did a lot of shows where we would go and set up a booth and sell out of there, and that worked for a while, and then we decided that wasn't what we wanted to continue doing, and so we focused all of our attention towards online sales just as the pandemic hit, which was a blessing because we were not affected. We only grew inside of that, which was just kind of blew us away. Whereas, if we hadn't have made that decision late 2019, we would have been caught expecting 40% of our income to come from shows that didn't exist anymore. Right. So I think a lot of it just happens to be, good planning, God, a lot of elements like that I think are outside of my control, but I'm grateful for. So.
Now, why did you select Franklin Gateway? I know Thomas is really high on it, but why did you come here?
I like the fact that Thomas had tested the area, and I talked with him and I said, tell me, is it a great area? Does it work for you? And he said, yeah, it's been fantastic. Because, anyone in Marietta knows that Franklin Road, has for years been a bad area that was riddled with crime and all sorts of stuff. And so, there was a stigma behind it. And we were kind of concerned that people wouldn't want to come out this way to do business with us because of the stigma that was involved in the road. And that's changing. It is a safe area now. People aren't associating this road with what it used to be known for. But the nice thing is that the rent out here is really, really affordable. And I think that's the main reason is we needed more space and we couldn't get the space that we're looking for closer in that we could do what we wanted to with it for anywhere close to the same price as you can get here. So it was really a no-brainer when we got down to that. And so that's why we made the decision.
Wow, yeah. And it's so far, has it met your expectations, your plans? You're a planner, obviously.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It really has. We realized a few years ago that in the space we were in before, we weren't getting any business because we were in a retail space. Any of the business we were getting that was coming through our doors and not online was coming because they had found us online, word of mouth, whatever. It was a destination spot. And so we were paying retail prices, which are a lot more than like warehouse or industrial. But we weren't getting any value for it in that shopping center. And so that's the reason why we decided, if we can go somewhere more industrial where the rate, per square footage is a lot lower, then we can get more bang for our buck, which is really what we needed, because selling online now, majority, especially with, COVID and all that, it just made more sense to have cheaper space that we can manufacture out of and ship all over the country. So
that's great. I'm super excited you came down here and you're growing your business at a great rate. I know there's a lot of folks that are really suffering during COVID, and you guys have found a way to make it work, and I'm super excited for the future for you guys. I know you are too.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we really truly feel blessed. We're so grateful for the support of the community. We just know we wouldn't be where we're at without the great support of the community, and so that's super huge. So thank you everyone who supported us over the years and continues to. It means the world to us. We would not be around if it was not for you guys in Marietta, so thank you.
Yeah, I think small businesses in Marietta are the lifeblood, and I really appreciate you sticking out here in Marietta. And GoForthGoods.com is where you go for all your handmade leather stuff.
That's right. Yeah, we appreciate it, and we're just blown away by the support and just being able to do it for a living and being able to. There's now 6 other people that work for us, and so we're just going to continue to expand that, and it's fantastic. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Last but not least is Dan Fisher, AmericanAxes.com, which is an indoor axe storing company. Man, Dan, it's been a little rocky road since the last time we talked.
Yeah.
For me. I don't know about you.
Well, yeah. It's not what we signed up for. We opened in April.
April of 2019 or 2018?
Well, sorry. We closed down for the entire month of April. We opened in January 2020. January 10th, 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we had like 2 months of being open, then we were closed for 6 weeks. And then it took another 6 weeks, and then we started seeing people being willing to come out and do stuff. And we just kind of maintained. But it's been a good year, honestly. Like, we've learned, we've grown, read a lot of books. So, grown my mind.
Wow, yeah. And for those who don't remember, you kind of left the corporate world to become an entrepreneur. You took the leap. You have a young family. How's your child doing?
She's great. She's walking and talking, and she's 2.5 now. So.
Oh my gosh.
She says, "I love you, Daddy," and that's like pretty tremendous at this stage in life.
Yeah. Well, that is cool. So you've had, as with any small business, you had to adapt. What kinds of things did you do? Because you have the mobile setup now, right?
Yeah, we built a mobile trailer, which we can take our experience on the road. We did that in the summertime, thinking that for those who weren't exactly comfortable with going out, we could come to you. And then, inside the building, we've made some nice adaptations too. We've got 58% capacity. 5 out of 9 of our lanes are open, but we still see most of those lanes occupied on the weekends. which is good.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no regrets so far?
No, we're actually growing. We're going to be opening up a second store.
No way!
Yeah. It'll be hopefully during the spring, summer of 2021. Sometime or somewhere down in Atlanta proper.
All right, man. I didn't think that. So, you know what's interesting is because you're a small business, I bet you it's easier for you to adapt in some of these bigger organizations and all that.
We're being very aggressive in our space. A lot of the other axe throwing ranges in Atlanta are national brands, and they've got lots of different properties that they're having to prop up. So we can try to grow now. And we even were profitable last year, which is shocking, really. We weren't in November, but we were in December. So
that's great.
At the end of the year. Yeah.
Tell me about your relationship with Thomas and Nathan Martin and trying to build this Franklin Gateway area.
Yeah, it's a unique area, isn't it? Like, we've got 3 very open to the public type of businesses here, and then everything else you drive in and like, am I here to buy carpets or what? Right. But I think it will continue to change. We've got a really good thing going on, especially with the brewery, where we have a nice back and forth of people who can go and consume beer on our property, but at Schoolhouse most often. As a matter of fact, today we're standing in front of a mobile unit from Schoolhouse where they've got a private party.
Mobile unit, you make it sound like a SWAT team or something.
Yeah, that's true. They have a adapted horse trailer that they're pouring some beers out for a private event, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think when Go Forth decided to relocate here, that was another interesting, that's definitely open to consumers, but they're viewing it more as this is a production facility, but we also have a front of house. Right. This area where we are, Franklin Forest, may never be the Battery. It won't be the Battery, but it's definitely a nice destination, especially on a summer day where you can come and enjoy both American Axes and Schoolhouse beer, and then stop by and buy some leather goods too.
Well, Thomas was saying there was a chai tea manufacturer coming.
I did not know that.
Well, there you go. I'm trying to connect you guys.
Breaking the news live.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Who
great.
knows the future brings?
Yeah, I know that there's a ghost kitchen that's going to be on Franklin Gateway.
What's a ghost kitchen?
They will prep and send food out almost like a giant catering company. But it could be a bunch of different types of food, and it's not just this is the Mexican ghost kitchen. No, it's you have a Mexican spot, you have hamburgers and chicken, and it's all sorts of different varieties. So that will be interesting.
So how stressful is it trying to open a new place down in Atlanta and maintaining your presence here?
It's, as you would expect for a first-time business owner, it's stressful. Since we've talked, I've added a few gray hairs in the top of my head. But it's exciting too. If you don't grow, if you don't adapt, then you die. And I think this new opportunity for us is going to be a big one. Allows us to increase our scale a little bit. And I mean, the goal is to not just be one store. It's to be a larger
American Axes.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Marietta Axes, brother.
No, and there's 620 axe throwing ranges in the country now. That blows
really?
And there's 14 in Atlanta.
That's cool.
So I think it's here to stay. I mean, I feel like it is. Our people are, if you can hear them in the background, they're having a good time right now.
Yeah.
We've really perfected our experience.
Yeah.
This extra time has allowed us to really be able to become maybe the better or one of the best axe throwing experiences in the country.
Yeah, I brought our team from where I work over here. We all had a blast.
Yeah, and the corporate or the work outings, we love doing those. We haven't gotten as many this year because of what happened, but whenever that does turn back, I think it's going to be a really good experience for people who haven't seen each other for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have that mobile unit. How's that working?
It's good. We were up in near Athens yesterday for a church event.
Wow, we want to talk. That's interesting.
Yeah, we've done it all though. We've done corporate events for the holidays. It was a really popular way to do a holiday party. Bring a food truck, and we've got a few food truck partners that we've worked with. But it's been a good adaptation. It's paid for itself multiple times over. So we're glad we did it.
Great. And as I told Thomas, I think the lifeblood of Marietta is the small businesses, and I know you took a chance to come out here to Franklin Gateway. I think people should check you out, get to know you. You're a great guy, great business. You're trying to help the community. I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you too, Bill.
All right, take care.
Thanks.
I got to do better on my exit. All right, thank you to Thomas Monti, Nathan Martin, and Dan Fisher. Check them out over at Franklin Forest. They're open as much as they can be, and please support those great businesses. This is Bill Nowicki saying thank you for listening to Marietta Stories Podcast. Tell a couple friends about the show and subscribe so you don't miss any. And if you have a great story about a Marietta business or person, please contact me, Bill, at MariettaStories.com.